the best way. Where, again, let's go back to, let's say you're a heavy metal. I say heavy metal band because I'm actually doing some work for this new heavy metal band right now. They're coming out of nothing. They just formed up and they did one song and they got a contract to do a song for a relief pitcher on the Seattle Mariners. And, they came to me and they said, we got nothing, we don't even have a Twitter account. We don't have any of this stuff. So what do we do? So, I'm hand selecting, the people, the targeted followers, for these guys. And, the response has been tremendous. Within 4 or 5 days, they now have 1,000 followers, and, a lot of buzz is going on, happening. And, that's because, I would definitely recommend using, even though you're going to hand pick and do all of it by hand, still using software because it helps you. And there's a lot of free software out there. There's, we make Twitter software. I sell a Twitter video series professionally called Twitter in Motion at twitterin.motion.com. It's a collection of 10 videos that will tell you from step one. It's 10 videos from the beginning to the end, how to get 2,000 targeted followers in a week. It also has free software in there, but using software while you do it is helpful. For example, tweepy.com. You log in and then it tells you all your stats. Okay, you're following. There's about 500 people that aren't following you right now, and you want to clean that up. Yes. Okay, who would you like to follow? And so you put in, again, for this heavy metal band, you say, well, I want to follow people that are like other heavy metal bands, say like Anthrax. So you put in Anthrax, and then, it has this, it'll show you all of their followers, and it gives you details of those people. You do want people that, have a picture. You want people that tweet. You want people that are on, that are active, So, these software platforms will give you additional information that you need to choose who are the best people for you. Yeah. And so that's what I do. Is I pick out, again, people that have a picture and people that have tweeted within the last 24 hours, and that way you'll just find the best, target people for yourself. But, again, the starting point for that is finding other people like yourself on Twitter that are, most like your business, and then scraping their followers and then, basically converting them over to follow you. So again, using software is definitely, recommended, and, it's all free, You can sit down, it just takes time.
Now, what was the site that you mentioned? Tweetbee, you said?
Oh, Tweepy, yeah, TWEEPI, yeah, great site. It's free. You just you sign in, and it has this a dashboard. Say you have 2,000 followers. You got 150 followers, people that aren't following you back. And there's 25 people that are following you that you haven't followed back. So yeah. Would you like to clean all that up? Would you like, yes, boom, does it. And then you go find some more people, and also using something like Hootsuite or another, even I'd say Hootsuite. I personally use Social Oomph to, again, this is all, people have different opinions, and most people out there don't like automated anything. But I'm an automation. I'm an automation guy. I believe in automation. Automation has made me rich. And I can't be everywhere at one time. I have 300,000 followers and over 500 Twitter accounts. I can't be logging into each one of them and saying, managing it, by hand, and all my major businesses have their own Twitter accounts. And so, if you want to be big, you're going to have get some help from software. Yeah. So, there's like Social Oomph, Hootsuite. These are software, these are web-based software solutions that can help you manage your Twitter accounts. And, now they do cost, anywhere from $20 a month, but, there's a lot of automation things. I can set up, tweets to go out at a certain time. I can have them staggered. I can, like Social Oomph, they will go over every 24 hours. It analyzes my Twitter account and says, okay, who's new? Oh, okay, this guy's new. They're a new follower. I'm going to follow them back, and I'm going to send them a welcoming DM. So, it's totally up to.
Yeah. And you mentioned a video series that you offer. How can someone get a hold of that, and how much does it cost?
That's it's $19.95, $20, and it's at twitterinmotion.com. I just bought last month because I have so many Twitter products. I have the video series. I also sell, one of these automation things that follow people and unfollow them and do automated tweets. And so I'm building a super site and I just bought the site last month, and it's called twittermarketingsolution.com. And it's up, but it's not, I don't have all my products placed on there right now. Basically I'm building a Twitter superstore to sell all our products. I believe in Twitter as, the best possible marketing solution on the planet for a small business owner. You have to harness the power of Twitter Twitter is about finding the right people for you and introducing them to a product. It's not your answer to everything. It's the introduction.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. Do you know Gary Vee, who does the Wine Library show?
I've heard.
Yeah, he of course he built his he built his video audience strictly through Twitter. He says he mentions use the search.twitter.com a lot. Do you recommend that as well?
I made, on Twitter in Motion, there's a link to, I made a piece of software called Twitter Pater, which in my opinion is one of the best Twitter software pieces ever made. Of course, I'm biased because it's mine.
Yeah.
But, I sat down with my developer 6 months ago, and he said, if you build the best internet marketing tool out there, what would it be? And I will build it for you. I said, well, what it would be a piece of software that would take users from the very beginning, and it's perfect for small businesses. And you can like I said, if you go to twittermotion.com, you will see the link to this software. It's called Twitter Pater, Pater. It's perfect for small businesses because what you do is you put your link in. Like, say if you were you had baby blankets. If you own babyblankets.com, you run the software. It's the first screen says, what's your website? Boom, babyblankets.com. Click OK. It then goes to your website and reads all the text, reads the title, reads the description. It says, okay, is this what you are? And if not, so if it is what is all the keywords that we need, great, then we move on. If not, it then will use the Google API to, it'll ask you for keywords of what you are, and then it'll go grab the correct keywords. And then after all that's done, and establishing who you are as a small business, meaning the right keywords, which is always the first step for a small business to do, is to get the right keywords, what they are. It then uses that, what you were saying, that Twitter search, and it then finds every single time somebody said, baby blankets in Twitter, and then it will tweet right to that person, whatever you say. Wow. So that's the most powerful tool on the planet of helping the small business owner determine who they are, because that's the thing. A lot of people, they don't understand how the internet works, which is, people say a certain thing. People that are searching for something online say it a certain way.
So
they may say it like you say it. So you have to find out what they say.
Yeah. So would you even classify? I mean, because Twitter is actually capturing conversations, whereas Google and Bing and other search engines are just looking at what people are looking for.
Well, they're trying to change that, and Bing is trying to portray itself as we actually look at Facebook conversations. We actually look at what people like on Facebook. We're looking at Twitter conversations. We're trying to put that into our search. But go ahead.
Would you classify real-time conversations a little bit more as far as priority for your demographic over search results?
Oh yeah. Because that and that's the thing is that that's what has really changed in search so much, and that even how people look for something, our society has changed, from it, in the 80s and in the 90s, where if you walking around my house, my wife will say, oh, our pet has a little rash on its nose. What do you do? Well, what do you do? What do you do? The first thing you do is you run to your computer, you run to Google, and you go, my dog has a rash on his nose. And you read, and you don't want stuff from something said in 1982. You want something, when I'm looking for answers, I'm looking for last modified, for Christ's sake. I'm looking for, when is the last time that somebody talked about this, if it was today in a Twitter conversation, or if it was, in a Yahoo answer yesterday. That's what I want. I want the latest information, and so that's why when you say, is that a priority, a Twitter conversation that was said 3 hours ago, hell yeah. Yeah. Because, and that's, and then, we're a connect me society, so if somebody's talking about baby blankets an hour ago somewhere in Twitter, and I have a client that's trying to sell baby blankets, I want to connect them to that person.
Yeah, that's and that seems to be it seems to generate a lot of great results, and so now tell me, you can find that software you were talking about on Twitter Emotion,
right?
All right, and how much does that software cost?
Let's say $19.95.
Awesome, I'll definitely be using that. I love search.twitter.com. And we'll make sure to post on the website, your website, all your websites, My Cheap Jobs, Social Owls, Social Media Owls, and then Twitter Emotion, because you got a lot of great information here. So let's wrap up the interview with a few entrepreneur questions. Now, have you always worked for yourself, or did you dabble into the 9 to 5? What's entrepreneurship like for you, and what does it feel like being your own boss?
Well, I think that people get the wrong idea when, like I said, what really helped me in the beginning was looking at it from a very conservative aspect. In June of 2001, I never thought that, 10 years later, and now June of 2011, that I would have been working for myself and made a crap load of money and blah, blah, blah. I went into it thinking, hey, because I was like, man, if we can just have a website up, and this was actually very innovative thinking in 2001, which is, if we can just get this thing that makes money online on the side, then I can just have my car payment getting paid by thing, and I don't have to do anything, So that was very exciting to me. And then as soon as money started coming in, on a consistent, we were getting really good feedback and orders, then I was like, oh, you know what? This is it. You know, I'm just going to like grab onto this and not look back. And so, you know, I had no idea that it would last for as long as it did. I always did expect at any time for the Florida